I would like to tell you good things. I would like to tell you things will be okay. Hi, I'm Dan Kingerski in the Pittsburgh Hockey Now and the National Hockey Now YouTube channel. However, if I were to give you anything positive, anything sunny, or even optimistic, I would be lying through my teeth. The Penguins lose to the Florida Panthers 5-2 Wednesday here at PPG Paints Arena. It's not just a loss, and it wasn't just a loss on Wednesday. Got the score sheet here. To be honest, I haven't even looked at it. They did change the first goal back to Brian Rust. I thought it was pretty obvious Rust scored it originally. He claimed it. But we went through the scoring thing. Regardless, that's 3 straight games the Penguins have lost. 2 of 3 they have looked anemic, disinterested, heartless, without desire for most of the game. In Minnesota, they didn't look very good for at least 40 minutes. Against Florida, they get a couple of early power plays and 0 shots. Once again, the power play let them down. It wasn't just that the power play let them down. It was so bad. It was such a waste of 2 minutes of the game. Boos cascaded here at PPG Paints Arena. And it completely took the Penguins' heart out of the game. It completely took them out of the game. And almost to add insult to injury, the hockey gods toyed with the Penguins, giving them a goal in the second period on the power play. But replays clearly showed Lars Eller high-sticked the puck away from Sergei Bobrovsky. So that nullifies the goal. Florida, at the conclusion of the Penguins' power play, very quickly scores 2 goals in 34 seconds. Bang, bang. The Penguins' emotions, which were already fragile, they crumbled. And the season is crumbling. And I'm a little bit leery of doing this video here at PPG tonight because there's a great temptation, I think, to go way overboard. And I know a lot of my colleagues will drop the hammer. I don't disagree. If you look on Pittsburgh Hockey Now, instead of a report card Wednesday night, I did a column. The Penguins are sending a message loud and clear to Kyle Dubas. They're done. I don't know if that means the dynasty is done or if it's just this singular team that's done. I suppose we'll let that shake itself out in the coming days or weeks, but we're about 3 weeks from the NHL trade deadline, and Kyle Dubas has to make decisions. He gave the All-Star break as kind of a soft deadline while we come out of that, and the Penguins have now lost 3 in a row and looked terrible doing so. There's nothing more you can say. They now trail the Philadelphia Flyers by 11 points. They have 4 games in hand, but they obviously no longer control their destiny. So, with all of those things in the pocket, in fact, I should show you what's going on right now. Drake is coming to the arena at like 3 a.m., so they're ripping down this place really quickly, and I'm doing this as fast as I can to get out of everybody's way. But it's one thing to lose a couple of games. If they lost some hard luck games, like let's just say for the sake of argument that Marc-Andre Fleury stole a game, where he stood on his head for a full 60 minutes, not 15. You say, okay. Or if something fluky happens in Winnipeg, or something fluky happens against Florida, you have a little something to hang your hat and say, things are getting better, they're trying. But for a few no-show losses, there was just an air of inevitability very early in the game against Florida. You know how when you're watching a playoff game and it's a series-clinching game and you can just feel the fulcrum? I felt that on Wednesday night. I could feel the deflation. I could feel everything. And I tried to take a step back, and I try to be very objective and remove all of that. And there was just nothing in the locker room. Sidney Crosby did push back. I was the brave soul who asked the question. Sid, there's a message here. I mean, is there a bigger picture problem? Does it feel to you like the season is slipping away? And that was actually kind of exactly how I phrased the question. And interestingly, he said that's not coming from in here. Those boos in the first period, the first power play, I don't know where they're coming from. They're not coming from in here. Maybe ask your colleagues, not from in here. So he very much saying there's still belief in the locker room, which I suppose the captain, and I would expect Sidney Crosby to say that and to believe it. Whether or not the rest of the team believes it, I think is an interesting question, because their actions are betraying the fact that they do. Too many subpar efforts, too many passengers, too many lackluster performances by the team when their fate was in their hands. This is nothing different from the end of last season when all they had to do was beat Chicago and they fell behind 4-0, right? Did the same thing to Florida. I know this is mid-February, but with the bigger questions looming, with the gap between the Penguins and the playoff teams getting larger because everyone else is starting to win now. New Jersey is winning. Philadelphia winning. Detroit winning. Tampa Bay winning. Penguins losing. They have 3 weeks, and I don't know how Kyle Dubas gets around this. I don't think anybody wants to blow it up. I don't think anybody wants to make big trades. I certainly know they don't want to trade Jake Gensel. But the team itself is sending a message, and so that's where I think I'm going to wrap up the post game. To me, the message has been clear. The team has provided the direction. So, like, subscribe. Time for me to get out of everyone's way here at PPG. I'm Dan Kingerski on the National Hockey Now and the Pittsburgh Hockey Now YouTube channel.